Mommy loves you, not me, but you to death. So we got the scary movie. Oh my god, scary. Evil Dead Rise is a scary horror, demonic, hellish, bloody, tons of blood, so much blood, gory, scary movie that's releasing in the theaters. This movie takes place around LAX or around Los Angeles, and one of the children, so-called Danny, finds a demonic book, and after everyone tells him don't open it, the curiosity gets the best of him and he starts opening, and guess what happens? Strange things start happening in their apartment condo complex. Weird things start invading, moving things around, hearing different sounds, scary movie taking place. Now, this movie moves away from like the forest out of the middle of nowhere into inhabit the complex building of this residential city place, but it doesn't take into the whole city. We're basically confined to this one level and like 3 different like condos, but it's still cool to seeing this in a city setting because when the camera pans out, you see other buildings, you see other cars, you see everything else. It's raining, it's scary, it's gloomy, it's dark, it's amazing because I really don't like movies that are in the middle of nowhere. We've seen that a bunch of times, and I love movies that are in the city, not even just scary ones, that in the city where there's other people, there's other assets, there's other people, hey, can you help me out? I thought that was pretty cool, even though in the other series, in the movies, they happens like off screen, like in the middle of nowhere. I'm gonna give you some brief history before we talk about this because I kind of want you to know where I'm coming from. This is the first time I'm seeing this film series in general. I knew of Evil Dead, the video games, the other movies. I knew the Sam Raimi directed the 3 Spider-Man as well as directed the original 3, but I had no idea how underprepared or how hyped this movie and how many people loved it before I went to go see this movie. I got my tickets. I started to get my tickets for Dolby, and I'm always an advocate to watching the most premium theater format possible for any movie. That's never gonna change, I promise you. In the future, we're gonna do IMAX 3D, Dolby, but for this, I finally knew, wow, I actually was severely underprepared to get my tickets. So I couldn't get a Dolby ticket, not even for the time that, there wasn't even a time for like 2:15, which was the times that I saw Scream 6 or other scary movies in that same theater. So what they're all sold out. The only times were 7 and 9, and they were still sold out. I was like, damn, well, I need to make the review. So this is what I did. I went to my local AMC theaters that was newest built. That one, I'm not gonna say the name of it, but was built in 2015, so not that long ago, close to an outdoor shopping mall, and I still had a good time. It was still medium-sized theater. It wasn't the Dolby theater, which trust me, one mistake, I still will advocate that in the future to always watch it in premium screens. It's not gonna change anything. I still had a good time, and to be honest with you, I want to say I am a Christian, but I need to go to church more. I listen to the sermons sometimes online or when I go for a run, but definitely when I was watching this movie, in the thick of things during the movie, I felt uneasy, uncomfortable, and somewhat unpleasant, gasping at things such as the other guests in front of me for the weird, wacky, scary things that happen on screen. I really felt scared, especially for this, since it's touching a touchy subject for me, especially demonic and hell. I am kind of scared of that. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I know a lot of people, oh, you're a baby. I'm being very honest with you. That's one of my biggest fears, is like hell, devilish, and I had to watch interviews, I had time to recompress, and now that it's a day after, because I went to go see it yesterday, I feel a little bit better talking about it. I wasn't gonna do a review. I'm like, nah, dude, because I don't want God looking at that. But then I'm like, I do movies about God, so I have to kind of do this too. But at the end of the day, it was the kid's fault for opening that. And when I was in college, I did a paper on the Ouija board. And if you go looking for that, like for hellish stuff, yeah, it'll happen because you're doing it. But if you don't like do anything to it, like if he didn't open it, then chances are, most of the chances, they'll be safe. But of course, we gotta talk about this movie. We encountered Jessica, a beautiful girl rocking and rolling on the road, comes home to visit her sister's house, and that's when the scary things start to happen. However, she's not the one that gets possessed. This is in the trailers and the marketing material, so I'm not giving anything away. And there's no spoilers, by the way, but a beautiful redhead MILF. Oh, I literally want to wife her. I just was thinking how much sexy she was. I'm like, oh my god, one of the main leads is freaking beautiful before she gets possessed. In the middle of the possession, I'm like, yeah, she's not that, I don't want to do that. But after she gets possessed, she's trying to take everyone down in her path. This movie, as the more it progresses, it gets scarier, bloody, and gorier, and so much blood, absolutely so much blood. I cannot believe how many blood this movie had. Like, I've seen other scary movies, of course, YouTube for this, but I was like astounded, so much blood. I'm like, dude, this is kind of, I'm not scared of blood. I actually could handle blood, but for those people that can't handle blood, this movie, so much of it, However, Ellie, which is the MILF before she gets possessed, unlike other scary movies that are deemed with hellish and demonic, she actually feels like a real character. Like, the actress is so good that I couldn't tell if she was really possessed or not. The way she talks, the way the actress uses the demonic forces, of course, there's probably like set designs and sound designs and post-processing it, but sometimes, like, she had so much physicality to her role, the way she moves, the way she talks to her children, and the way her sound comes across when she's talking to somebody demonic, also using the original actor's or human's voice. It was very chilling because especially the way it shows to us as the audience, I felt a need to, like, oh my god, like I did that a few times, oh my god, like that. Like, I literally was doing this. I was like a little kid in the movie theater. The movie kept referencing that demonic book and hearing like old sermons of scary stuff. It's literally the Book of the Dead. Obviously, they're not gonna want anything near it, but the kid didn't know that. The kid didn't know anything. He wanted to look at it. Oh my god! And then we start seeing pictures of like so-called hell, and I feel like this movie only scratches the hell stuff of it. I don't even want to know about it. I don't want to research it, but I've seen stuff, especially in movies, that scared me. Even talking to you now, I'm like, yeah, feeling a little bit better talking to you, but at the end of the day, yeah, I gotta start going to church more. And one thing that I walked away from this movie was the scary images slowly start to turn demonic, but this is not your traditional scary movie, possessed movie theme that you've seen in other movies. The cleverness of this movie does with the close-up, with the camera angles, the door angles, was amazing representation of what like horror can be in the future. The way she's like looking at it and being like, he's like, let mommy, and like I was like, oh my gosh, so much tension, so much suspensefulness. I was like, this is so cool because it not only feels a different type of scary movie, but the way it's executed, that's what I'm trying to say to you guys, the way it's executed was amazing to us. I was like, oh my god, like I've watched other scary movies even on this channel, but for this, Ellie was a different character because she still feels like a mother trying to protect these children, but at the same time they kill them. That's what I'm saying, like it feels very different. Usually demonic people just want to kill everything and scream and be weird. Yeah, you still get that here in this movie, but at the same time the character came across as like believable, not in terms of like, of course we've seen other ones, but this one can walk, can talk, can do other things, not just be dumb and like, oh, I'm not saying that they're dumb, please, you know, I want to be safe. What I'm saying is the character is believable, almost like a human slowly turning into demonic. Some scenes, some kills really made me feel uncomfortable watching it, and I guess that's a good thing that the movie did to us. Now I'm taking my scariness of the movie, of the film. It was a good film, and I'm gonna give you my rating right now, but it's not even Halloween yet. I can't believe we're getting these amazing movies. Now this is definitely one of the top 10 movies of this year unless something else beats it. Yeah, this with like Megan, this will definitely beat it, but both of them are scary for two different things. The final act of the film feels like Resident Evil 2 remakes, especially during the parking lot. I was like, ooh, I'm getting Resident Evil 2 vibes. This is perfect for Halloween. Anyone that likes bloody, gory, scary, and bloody, hellish, demonic forces. I was just like, oh my gosh. During the middle of the movie, I didn't know how I was gonna talk to you guys about it, but now that I have interviews, and I know it's a movie, it's a day pass, I had to think about it, I feel pretty good and okay talking to you. I'm gonna give this a solid B. This is wow. Like in terms of scary movies, this is up there in terms of the good ones, because we've seen a lot of bad ones, like everyone just rehashes old content, and I'm excited for the future of this, but it's probably gonna be a while since the last movie came out in 2013. If you made it this far, I appreciate you so much. Maybe consider hitting that like button and turning on notifications so you never miss a video, and with that, take care, bye.